For the following exercise, solve the quadratic equation by factoring. Here we have 6x squared minus 25x plus 25 equals 0. Now, as a setup, we generally want to make sure we bring all of the terms all of the terms to one side of the equation, have it set equal to 0, whenever we see that squared term existing. Then factoring is probably the first thing we'd want to try because that's the easiest way to solve a quadratic. Since the leading term coefficient here is 6, this might take a few attempts in order to get it to factor. And if it's taking too long to factor, then you can rely on other methods like completing the square, the quadratic formula, but generally those are considered a little bit more difficult, and so you should always try factoring first. So what we need are two things that multiply together to give us 6x squared. And sure, 1 and 6 would multiply to 6, but I generally try things that are close together. So factors that are close together, I generally try those first. For some reason, it just seems to work out in math courses that those are the most likely ones. 25 is nice because 25 doesn't have many possible factors. We've got 1 and 25 and 5 and 5. So again, I'm not going to try the extreme ones, the 1 and the 25. I'm going to try the 5 and the 5 first. And we just need to make sure the middle term works out. So the middle term here could, if I multiply these two items together, I would have 15x. If I multiply these two together, that would give me 10x. I'm trying to get to negative 25x, and I could do that if they were both negatives. So I need to put negative here and negative there. So once these quadratic is factored into two linears, and these are linear style equations because the form is mx plus b, we can now say that these two numbers multiplied together, since the product is 0, is that each one of them has the potential of being 0. So we set each of them equal to 0, split up the equation into two linears, and then continue solving. So 2x equals 5, or x equals 5 halves. 3x equals 5, and x equals 5 thirds. And there are my two solutions.